Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Art Stream.
You okay in the chat already?
You're okay first in chat.
Unusual. Rare occurrence.
Hey, thank you, Darren.
Aw, Naren's dropping a sub. Thank you very much.
Scrubs. Off to a good start. Hostile start to the stream tonight. Hey,
My beloved is here.
hello,
I
hello.
was fucking here.
No.
You're stuck with
I
us.
live here. You shouldn't be here.
And yeah, I am.
You're never gonna let me live that down, are you?
No.
I'm sorry, okay?
It's story time on Tuesday Art Stream.
Story time is that Spook overslept for work.
No,
and-
I didn't oversleep. My alarm did not go off on my
fine,
phone.
fine. The say that Spook was asleep when he should have been at work, and I woke up, which was a very rare occurrence, and I was very much still half asleep, but for some reason my brain looked at the time and was able to register the fact that Spook should have been at work. So I vocalized that opinion by shaking him awake and going, "You shouldn't be here," which he has taken very personally.
Not good morning, dear. Not honey. Have you seen the time? Not any sort of normal thing that someone would say, like, "Oh my God, you're late for work," or "Why are you in bed? Are you unwell? Have you phoned in sick?" No, none of that. You just rolled over, nudged me awake, and then went, "You shouldn't be here," and said nothing else. So I had
That's
to look
not
at the.
true.
It is true, because I had to look at the time and I was like, fuck. And then I got up, went to the bathroom, and then you appeared at the door and there was Sadie there. So I had her squawking, you kind of looking sad and bewildered as you then came to terms with the situation. But those were the only words you said to me when I woke
I
up.
was coming to terms with the situation, but I was also trying to get a grasp on reality because you know I'm not good when I wake up.
You
Been
shouldn't
blue
be
in this
here.
situation. So I could see that story where it ended before it ended.
I'm not saying what I said was right. I'm just saying that
You were asleep.
I
Yeah.
was basically still asleep.
Correct, but poor words.
But yes, that was that.
Factually,
That was
it
what
was
my
a
brain-
Wikipedia article of factuality.
Yeah, that was
It's
what my
not the
brain
kind of
was
thing you
saying.
should say.
That was what my brain was saying. That was why it just sort of got splurred out, because I literally had gone from being unconscious to awake, and that was the plug that my brain had made of like, sees time, sees you are still here, realizes you shouldn't be here, and then vocalizes that thought, you shouldn't be here.
I'm honestly amazed
In
that
those
when I've
words.
just woken up, I do not conceive time. There's no way I would have been able to go, it is late for this person to still be in bed. I'm amazed you made that joke.
Thank you.
It wasn't even, in fact, it wasn't even that you didn't question it. I could have been ill. I could have woken up, got up and been like, I feel like shit. I'm going to phone in sick to work and then get
Too many
back into
steps.
bed. So then you would have woke up a sick person who's there feeling like crap and you'd have gone, you shouldn't be here.
I didn't say it like that though, did I? I
You
didn't-
should be dead. The grave is the only place fit for you, sickie.
I didn't say it like that though, did I? I didn't go, you shouldn't be here. I was half got, so I was just like, you shouldn't be here.
That's not better.
Just like,
No, it's not.
Also, I
At
mean, I
least
can't
Spook
remember.
made you into like a weird cryptic goblin.
Also, I can't remember very well because again, I'd very rapidly regained consciousness. But I don't think I actually went from unconscious to awake and then went, "You shouldn't be here." I feel like I shook you out of bed, said something along the lines of like, "Do you need to be getting up?" And then you like checked your phone and you got out of bed. I think I then followed you and then said, "You shouldn't be here."
Yeah, I distinctly remember it while I was in bed.
Okay,
And
I
there's
feel
no
like
one there's no
I-
one to contest that.
my
So that
memory
is the
was that I
story
was
going
upright,
forward.
but again, yeah.
Yes, I did end up going to work.
Yes, he did go. He did go to work, and now we have another phrase for me to
Another
never live
in-joke.
down.
Yeah.
But it's fine because we've all got them.
Yeah.
We've all got them. So
Who needs them? They're just like us.
Our life
That's
is like a TV
Drawfee
show.
joke.
Without the laughter in the background.
yeah.
Well, there is when I'm here.
It was fine, you know, I've got You Shouldn't Be Here. Girls has just got the jar of Nutella.
The Nutella store. Stab it.
See, there you go.
Everyone needs to stop bringing up the Nutella story because it still kills me. I retold this story the other day and nearly hurt myself. Like,
Flaws are every time.
Because it was a stupid moment that shouldn't have happened.
it's
but
not
did.
the sequence of events, it is the exact expression on Spook's face that is burned into my mind for all eternity of just the look of just being like, simultaneous realization, despair. Please don't tell anyone about this. You are definitely telling everyone about this. Like, just like disbelief and
Yeah, the absolute,
just
like, the
fully
absolute.
in the jar.
I can't believe I just did that.
It was because I simultaneously realised when she said "stab it," what she meant. I understood what she meant as soon as I'd done it, and I was just like, "Why did you do that? On what possible world could she have possibly meant plunge your finger 2 inches into a jar of Nutella that we're about to eat? Why would she say that?"
Of course she meant with a knife, of course.
No, she
Well,
meant
not
with
even
my
with a
finger,
knife,
but just
but
like,
just
you know,
pierce
puncture
it.
it. Just enough to be able to tear the rest of it. Not like literally stab it like a sword, like into the hilt. I'm, returning it to scabbard. Not that. Just puncture it. Because she said stab it, my brain just went, well, get your finger, and there's probably a good sort of 3-4 inches of that
Enact
bad boy,
violence upon
and
this
just stick it in there.
I like that we didn't tell this story, but you can piece together the sequence.
I think most people know how it went
you
now.
just said.
So in the same way
My
that your
lungs hurt
brain just
again.
went, in the same way that your brain just went to shove your entire finger into
I just
it.
obeyed the command, basically. While I was there flicking away at this bit of foil, like, this is really annoying. Like, why don't they make it big enough that it's like a tab that you can pull? And she could see I was struggling with it, so she went, stab it. And that was the only word.
you just went,
stab it. So I went, and then just sat there for a second with my finger in Nutella. And Curls died.
I
In
know.
front of me died.
I heard it.
And then I pissed myself because I'd never seen Curl laugh so much in my life. And then she couldn't stop laughing at the fact that I was laughing so much because she'd never seen me laugh that much. And
It
then that was the
created
bit
an
that was just
awful
the SpongeBob patch
feedback.
moment we have of 24, 25. Couldn't stop.
Yep, pretty much.
Could not. It was one of those awful breaks as well, like where we couldn't make eye contact or continue talking because we would continue laughing. But if we tried to look down and concentrate on eating and be quiet, it made it funnier.
Especially since the things that you were eating were covered in Nutella.
And the thing is, you and Stangy were in the other room, so it was also the knowledge of we're gonna have to tell the story.
Yeah, we're gonna have to explain what happened.
Oh my god, my chest hurts again. Fuck me.
Did you not have it? Yeah, they had both knives and forks. Both would have been appropriate. But it's
We had
It's just
every
because
conceivable-
I opened the jar of Nutella. Well, I say jar, the plastic lid. I took the plastic lid off, and then I was just flicking away at the foil trying to peel it, and I managed to get a little bit of it, but I peeled one side. You know how on the top it's golden, and
It's like the
underneath it's
gold,
silver.
but
I
not the
peeled
paper,
off the
yeah.
gold top, like a thin, tiny triangle. So there was that white stuff underneath of what sticks the silver to the gold together. And so Carls could see that I was doing that, and because all I heard was stab it, I didn't think, I better go and get an implement, or I better take a logical approach to this. It was just, I've got my finger that's just tried to open it. Let's use it differently.
It would have
Stab
been
it.
totally fine if you had just done a milder version of what you did.
So it would have. You were in a similar situation to me in the milk this weekend. What you didn't see is she got again. A similar thing happened between the two of us in the kitchen.
At least you didn't stick your
mum
finger in.
and you weren't aware of this. That we'd had the fresh carton of milk. We just ran out, so I pulled the lid off the carton of milk and left behind a perfect clear plastic seal, and had completely pulled the tab off. So now there was nothing to grab onto, and I just kind of stared at this still sealed.
I
And next to me dying, and I was just sort of staring at this sea of milk, just like, why is my life
You
full of
just gently took the
inconveniences?
milk from her, kind of poked it and pulled it back. Yeah, the blue spook household versus like seals on containers that are like slightly inconvenient.
I would have figured it out if you hadn't said anything. That's the thing, is because I would have eventually been picking away at it, and then I would have just been like, I'd have used like my nail and just rubbed
I
it
was
around the
waiting
end.
for
But
the
just the
Nutella.
command
How
that
long
just came
did
from
I-
like someone who knows.
You literally had the command spell cast on
Yeah.
you. There was no.
Because she said it in the
thought.
tone of like, this is how you do this.
It is.
There was no
Have you
thought
opened it?
process.
I have opened many coffee jars in my life, Spook. Stab it. That is the
That's how
only
you
way.
open coffee
So I was
jars
like,
as well. It's the
better
same
follow
cold
orders.
foil.
Yeah.
Stab.
Yeah, this is literally the bullshit you put in D&D, where it's just like, I command them to run. Okay, they run at you. Ah, shit. There's no thought behind that process.
I'm a wisdom-based spellcaster, but I have no control over it.
Because I have opened other coffee jars before.
You've
And-
opened Nutella before.
Yeah, we didn't mean to imply that Spook has never opened a jar.
You've opened
You
Nutella
know what
before
to do.
successfully. So I don't know why you messed this one up so much.
I blame Carl.
Never open Nutella at 11 p.m. Everybody.
11 o'clock pancakes, it was a good idea.
That was a great idea. Anyway, welcome to our story.
Honestly, that seems pretty standard.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you guys to
This
your
was-
drawing.
Hey,
Okay.
this was the same weekend that I invoked a new level of rage and spook by just camping on the corner of Smash Maps with a bow and arrow.
Okay, we're going to start this up again then, aren't
We're not talking about Smash Bros.
We don't talk about Smash Bros.
Oh no, no, no.
I know what it feels like to be Das running a campaign for Alistair.
Twang.
I don't know how to play Smash Bros, but that doesn't mean I can't win.
It's alright, I didn't know how to play D&D, but I still won.
Valid.
Alright, go do your art stuff, otherwise you might as well invite me to the call at this point. Go do things.
I'm doing my warm up.
Well-
You can see me doing my warm up.
I can see
I'm
you
not.
in stereo doing your warm-up.
We watched a little bit more of Starstruck Odyssey.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we've
How's
started.
it going?
We've started episode 2. It's going well. I'm loving the discovery that the captain is having about his new ship that he's learning to pilot.
Mm-hmm. How wonderfully worded that was.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and the revelation that the rest of the crew are having as well should also not be understated.
It's a fun time. The most recent episode of Starstruck, no spoilers for anybody, but I fully... Where's my phone? Naren asked me, he was like, hey, have you watched the most recent episode of Starstruck? I was like, no, because I've been at Blues all weekend. And he was like, let me know when you finished it. Earlier this week, 11:07 p.m. Fully what is happening right now? How do I still have over half the episode left? All caps. It was madness. Here's the thing, if anyone watches Starstruck, the thing you should be afraid of in Starstruck are the rest episodes. Live in fear. Downtime episodes? No. No. If anyone's keeping score at home, by the way, Blue finished Fantasy High this weekend, and we started on Sleeping City Season 1!
Yes! It's really good. Fantasy High was so good. Really, really satisfying ending as well.
Yeah. Just insane ending
real
to
nice.
that show. Blue got to the point that I think everyone gets to at the end of the first season of Fantasy High, where she was just out on the sofa like,
Yeah.
pleased. Just happy with how things were ending.
Yeah, I really was. Everybody sort of had a nice ending, and everything, like, got resolved.
Yeah, they're very self-contained seasons of D20, so
Which is nice.
it's really nice.
It
That doesn't mean that things end well for everybody, but it does mean it was satisfying.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. It's like, it is just like watching, like, a good TV show or something, you know, like seeing She-Ra come to an end, just being very self-contained, well-written, just nice. It's just nice.
Yeah. And I will leak the information that Blue did cry, but I won't tell you what about.
yeah. I did cry.
Not a one thing.
Yeah. Look, I'm an emotional mess. That's
No, it's a rite of passage. You should.
It's not unknown knowledge.
No. On Sleeping City's way worse.
Great.
I cry on Sleeping City, like, multiple times.
Sit there, and sometimes you just gotta sit there and cry at a D&D show.
Yeah.
And
Oh, hopefully it's making me
the
cry.
thing is, for me as well, it wasn't even that. What was happening was kind of sad, but it was literally like I went from just sitting there to enjoying it to be just like, oh god, it's time for sudden therapy.
Yeah, you thought you were just gonna passively watch this show.
I'm sitting there just like, he's talking to one of the characters, but it kind of feels like he's talking to me. I'm taking this very personally.
There is a joke, I think it's in the 7, one of the adventuring parties for the 7, that one of the players is like, this show, I can exploit this show to get all the free therapy that I want from Brennan.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say both the season 2s, so Fantasy High season 2 and on Sleeping City season 2 have big free therapy vibes. Holy shit. Oh, Blue, by the way, I did get a new one.
Hey, ooh, and it's color thematic this time.
Now we both have color-coded fidget cubes because
is it more reminiscent of yours or mine? Because we realized, that
way more like yours.
Mine had subtle differences between your original one.
Way clickier. It's so loud, whereas this is like silent, basically.
Yeah, and mine has I think it was the little joysticky bit, like, can be pulled in and out on mine, and yours can't.
Mine can't on this one.
Yeah, mine's pulling out.
But my buttons aren't as clicky, which is sad. This one is, but not the rest of them.
Yeah,
I fully
on the
demolished this thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's anything but mine, but on the 5 face, it's half and half. Half of the buttons are rubber and half of them are clicky.
Yeah, that's kind of how this one is actually.
Yeah. So you basically you have both. You basically have both. So people who prefer rubber ones and people who prefer clicky ones.
Yeah. Whereas my old one was all clicky.
Yeah, I like clicking in the rollerball and the switch.
Yeah. My favourite is normally, I can't tell you on that one because I ruined it, but like this guy.
Ah.
But it's louder now.
Yeah, I use the joystick a lot, but I actually use the flicking it in and out, like the not joystick part.
Yeah.
That mine does.
Yeah, I probably use the joystick the least actually.
I quite like using the joystick.
I would probably use the clicker less now that it makes a sound, because this obviously didn't really make a noise. Welcome to the art stream, everybody. We review fidget cubes now. But like, this face is still as good as it ever was, thankfully.
Yeah, the spinner.
But, yeah. But yeah. It's a good little cube.
Good.
And I've fully wrecked this other one. I told you when I found it in, these days were numbered, and they were numbered incredibly short.
Yeah. Destructive hands.
I fully tore this apart last night. Yeah, look.
Welp.
How that goes.
If I give it to my dad, he could reverse engineer it, and before I know it, he'll be 3D printing his own.
Yeah. That, like now I can see the inside of it. It's very simple. Probably a very easy to access pattern for these.
Yeah, there's probably one already
Yeah.
available. Got a health check from Das, by the way.
Yeah, I need to drink actual water.
Crack goes my arms.
But yeah, this one was as good as ever because, as per usual, when I was in lecture today, I sit next to someone in my class who is also the way that we are. And he comes sits next to me, and because I'm normally in that class, because it's very note heavy, I'm normally typing too much to play with it, so I just give it to him because he doesn't take notes during class, only after. So he was like immediately like, thank you, and he seemed as happy with it as I did, so
Good.
it has been peer-reviewed.
The true solidarity is when you share your fidget cubes with people.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the car and I'm just like, pass this
Yeah.
cube.
Fidget cube sharing is affection. Yeah, my favorite thing is when, like, I had this happen again today as well, like, people being like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's a fidget cube, here. And they just take it and just immediately are like...
You just find the one that you like.
Yeah. You just start playing with it, all the faces and everything. Like, it's such a cool tactile thing. I don't know. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And everyone's always like, ooh, I like it. Like, I've never lent this to anyone and have them be like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I even passed it to my mom because you know she's being of the older generation. It was very much confusion of what the heck, what do not understand. And just passed it to her, and I was like, have a feel. And she was also just like, click click click. Ah. Basically, if you've never had a fidget cube, dude, you can get them for like $5. Just get one. And you'd probably be pleasantly surprised.
I got my first one for free from my bank because I was in a bank meeting and they were like, I can tell that you're anxious. Would you like there was a bunch of them just on the desk. They're like, you can just take one. There's a life hack.
Yep. They're not that expensive and you can just get them off Amazon. So just give them a try.
Yeah.
And
I will say,
if it doesn't do anything for you, you probably have a friend that it will.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
I will say, if you're like me and you have what did you call it earlier? Destructive hands.
Destructive hands, yeah, you tear
like,
things apart.
Yes, Blue has witnessed. I literally destroyed one of my shirts this weekend doing this. Anytime I'm idle holding something, I will break it. This has lasted me... Like, I've had a bunch of, like, idle things in my hands to try and stop me breaking things. And they usually break within a couple months, or a couple weeks, or a couple days. It's a very short amount of time. This lasted me 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So they will last even if you are notoriously destructive.
Yeah, I had to very not subtly remove your hand from one of my plushies when we were cuddling because I could feel you picking at it, and I was like, if you break one of my plushies, I will kick you out.
Yeah, it's very bad. Like I'm fully not conscious of it, so it's like a thing of like, if you see that I'm doing it, just give me something else, because I'm fully unconscious of it. Like it's just a thing that my hands do, and I just can't. I'm not like I'm not aware of it happening to stop myself doing it. If that makes sense. It's just like push fidget cube into a hand.
Yeah. Thus, great invention.
Yes. Also, writing update, everybody. I don't hate this anymore.
Hey!
I read this back today, and I'm like, oh, I don't hate this actually.
Hey,
So,
we've come back around.
we've come back around. is my Amelia playlist? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, in case people hadn't worked this out, it's gonna be a quiet one because me and Blue hung out all weekend.
Yeah, this always happens. We hung out at the weekend, so we don't have a lot to talk about because we've already talked about everything. So feel free to approach and chat for topics.
For anyone else, yes, I'm excited about 6.1. Obviously.
That's next week, isn't it?
It's next week. This time next week, I will be sat here physically vibrating out of my skin with the effort of not playing Final Fantasy.
I'm still sat here in my little private Guild Wars 2 bubble. I saw on their Twitter today, they were like, we're going to be releasing the Living World Season 1 for free for everybody. And I was like, ooh!
I can't comment on being the first squad of our D&D friends to be a killer Jabberwock, because I was the Jabberwock in the situation. Jabberwocks are fun, I will say. Any DMs you want to run a Jabberwock, be so fucking careful. I, fucked around with this again. Yeah, for DMs who don't know, the stat block for a Jabberwock from World Beyond the Witchlight is a lethal encounter. It's designed to kill people, so be careful. But even if you change some things, it will know when you're running a Jabberwock that it will come down to a D4 roll, whether it's an easy fight or a TPK. Because if you all get stunned, especially if I had gone by, I didn't use. Where is my World Beyond the Witchlight? It's around here somewhere. If I'd used like the book rules, it's like, okay, you're stunned. So it's not the stunned condition, it's like you can't take actions or movement, I think is the wording.
Right.
And it's like, but like, it's like a minute or something. There's like no way out of it. And even if you do, you roll again every turn. So it's like, ooh, I'm gonna change that. Yeah, because like, if you're gonna TPK your party, at least give them a chance to, to fight back. It's one thing to get TPK'd, it's another thing to get TPK because you're all stunned and can do nothing. Yeah, on a 1 to 2 on a D4, the creature does nothing, is the actual wording.
Yikes, 50% chance to just lose your turn. In a game that is built around action economy.
Yep. It's actually worse than how I ran it. This is the actual ability. This is confusing burble for people who don't know. This is the equivalent of a dragon's frightening presence. The creature starts its turn within 30 feet, and is able to hear, so deafened people would be immune.
Ooh,
Make a
wow.
DC.
Ooh, what is your camera doing?
Oh, I don't know. Great question. I'll turn it off and on again. Oh, it's fucked up on your end, but not on mine.
Oh, it's my end. Oh, okay.
There we go.
There we go. Interesting. Hopefully
Well,
the stream doesn't die, because that could be a sign that our internet just sort of blipped.
We still here, chat?
Ooh, I had a few frame drops. Could be that the internet blipped.
It's still here? Yeah, it like buffered on my screen and then came back.
It was very minor. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, DC 18 Charisma save. On a failed save, the creature cannot take reactions, and then rolls a d4. 1 or 2, the creature does nothing. The creature does nothing except use all of its movement to move in a random direction. Or on a 4, the creature makes one melee attack against a random creature it can see, or does nothing if no visible creature is within reach. So I nerfed that, because that's brutal. It's a DC 18 save, and if you fail it, which you probably will, 18, you're useless, basically. I was on a different Jabberwock. Yeah, I didn't run a different Jabberwock. I just kind of toned everything down slightly. So I lowered the save a little bit. I took away the reactions thing. I made the one that makes you move, just consume your movement, which is still annoying. It's just like it doesn't take away your agency, basically. What else did I change on this, just in case if people want to run a really nerfed Jabberwock, Jabberwock. I made the slashing damage to get rid of the regen, just any slashing damage, not specifically with a Vorpal Sword, because I'm not running this campaign. And then I didn't really change much else, I'm not gonna lie. But I kept forgetting its wing attack, whoops. Yeah, I didn't really change anything else, I don't think. I don't think I nerfed the damage, actually. I thought about it. Actually, I did, and then I looked at it in the session and put it back up, I think.
You looked at the group again and went,
I'll get away with that. Because I put this in before I had a copy of this, but I was using a leaked version of the snap. Oh, thanks, Kay. Let me borrow a while beyond the Witchlight, but I programmed this in before I knew that you guys were bringing Thomas with you. So I was very concerned that there would be no damage soak other than Thane. So I was preparing for that. But you guys had to, even though Thomas got, stunned for 3 out of 4 rounds or whatever. My first time running a creature with actions as well. I think I did a pretty good job. I thought Narissa and Lilith both had legendary actions. Specifically, I said 3. Narissa and Lilith both had legendary actions. I don't think either of them had 3. I think I gave them 2 each, if I recall. 1 or 2. I've got a bit more lax about this now because I understand more about how legendary actions actually function. And their, mechanical purpose. Instead of just, thinking of them as an indicator of difficulty, basically. Yeah, my campaign has 4 legendary actions as base because you have 7 people. Yeah. It makes a lot more sense to me now. I'm more experienced DM, I've learned
again,
things.
action economy.
Yeah.
So, in a game that is built around the number of actions that you have, how can you make a single creature stand a chance against a group of 4? Well, they have to have 4 actions. So...
Thank you to, honestly, watching Brennan, but mostly, what's her name? Jasmine, who runs Battle for Beyond. Because that is when I've actually, it clicked. Because obviously Battle for Beyond's concept is battle royales, basically. And you would have a team of 3 heroes against, one beefed up opponent. And they would have a bunch of legendary actions. Especially when the party became 6 people instead of 3. And I was like, oh, I get it. Brennan campaigns, just because Brennan tends to have like a grand total of like 12 NPCs and PCs on one side, so his enemies have to have a bunch of legendary actions. You get Celebi on your random?
I did. I got a random Celebi.
Blue, can we tell the people the story about my Darkrai?
Yes. Have we established if it's true or not? About the.
No.
I feel like I would have seen it on Celebi by now if that was the case.
So people who I haven't told the story to, I was very excited this weekend because it's the beginning of the Darkrai event. And I've never had a Darkrai. It's my favorite legendary Pokemon, and I've never had one because I've never played a game that had one in it, or that was catchable in my gen, or my edition, or whatever. So like,
it's technically a mythical Pokemon, so you have to get it from an event. When Diamond and Pearl came out, events were hard to do because internet wasn't really a thing. You had to go to stores, or stores didn't have it. It was hard to do.
Yeah. So, I was really excited, and Blue was kind of excited for me in that way that Blue often is. And so we were watching Fancy High, and I was like, it's time, I'm gonna go catch this Darkrai. So I went through the event, and I got to the Darkrai, and we were like, quickly, pause Fantasy High, let's try and catch it. And Blue, like, looked over at my Switch, and we were kind of sat there. And it's like, okay, well, I have to throw a quick ball at it first turn, you got to get through we were like debating which of my Pokemon could tank it best, like throughout my my Mammothine and all this stuff, and we were like, well, you have to do a quick ball just to like, you have to, right?
It's obligatory,
Yeah, obligatory is the word I was looking for. Throw it out. 1, 2, 3. Cool.
Done.
That was it.
Was it?
We were like, did that really just work? My sister thinks that the catch rate is broken on Darkrai, but we've not heard anything about it. But like, it's just one of those things of like, oh,
Did
but it
really
is
just
kind
happen?
of quick balls are my favorite type of Pokeball, for various reasons. So it felt right cosmically that I've got a Darkrai and a quick ball. Also, the absolute like flex of it, like think about a Pokemon trainer and what a quick ball means. Like, quick balls are for just like quickly catching stuff in the wild, right? Really. So just like having all the Pokeballs light up, and it's like, yeah, these are my Pokemon. And it's like, oh, what's in the quick ball? It's a fucking Darkrai. It's the manifestation of nightmares and a quick ball.
It's funnier than the stuff I was doing in Legends Arceus that you were watching me do, because I basically did the same thing, but I didn't do it with the quick ball. So I don't know if that's more disgusting or funnier, but I think the visual of the quick ball is funnier. That I just like, not even once, but like 3 boss Pokemon in a row. The game was like boss Pokemon, boss Pokemon, boss Pokemon, and every single one I was like, first turn, Pokeball, immediately caught.
That was like, fucking hilarious. That was the last time I was around your house.
I was like, well, those were hard boss fights.
I'm sure that was very challenging for some people. Honestly, the thing that gave us the shock with the Jab was genuinely was at the bottom of the initiative, so we got at least 1 turn. Yeah, I think I got a 1 on its initiative, actually. New meanings to the phrase fast asleep. I love my Darkrai though. His little white flame flipping around as he floats after me. I love him. I love my boy. Yeah. I don't know why. Well, I know why I love Darkrai. That's a complete lie. I was gonna be like, I don't know why I love Darkrai. I know it's the film, yeah. He's so good.
Which is probably why Lugia is my favorite, because
his movie
because of the
2000,
film.
right?
Yeah, movie 2000. I watched the first Pokemon movie, and obviously I loved it a lot, but something about the second one really struck a chord with me.
It really does. Like, your Pokemon will speak to you, isn't it? Because like the Diamond Pearl movie was not the first Pokemon movie that I watched. That would be 2000, right? Or the first movie, I think, actually. But like, yeah, something I used to be able to play. I can't remember the name of it. The song she plays on the Leaf Read. I used to be able to play that on piano. I wish I still could, actually. But I don't know why. I love Darkrai. Entei, that's a solid pick.
Yeah.
Mewtwo or Entei is a solid pick. I think, yeah, Darkrai... Honestly, there's like a big drop for me. It's like Darkrai's like way up here, and then there's like a decent drop. Whereas like Ninetales is my favorite Pokemon, but there's a bunch that are like kind of up there that I really love. But like, yeah, there's a bigger disparity in my legendary faves. But who knows, the Scarlet Legendary might come out and it might be like, well, that's for me.
I mean, you like Moltres, don't you?
I do like Moltres, but there is a bit of like a hype thing there. Of just I like fire more than the other two.
Yeah, and you liked it. I believe when I showed you the Galarian Moltres, you really liked it, but obviously you've got the disconnect if you've never experienced it. So
no, my favorite legendary / movie is Lugia from 2000. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Entei the film is literally a dad. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of legendary stuff I like. Like I like Palkia and Dialga. I like Giratina. There's a lot of Gen 4 here, but like...
Yeah. Fun fact, it's kind of lost in translation because we had Lugia's voice actor was male, but Lugia was meant to be a mother figure.
Hey!
The original creator that came up with it.
Although, obviously, it's worth acknowledging, my favourite Pokemon movie is Blue.
Lucario and the Mystery of You.
Thank you.
God damn it.
Why am
I this way?
Yeah, I love the Diamond Pearl movie, but Lucario and the Mystery is my favourite.
Why am I this way?
Sir Aaron.
Sir Aaron.
I think there's a non-zero amount that I like that movie best because it's like more fantasy. Like,
I know it's a weird thing to say about Pokemon, fantasy. But it is.
Yeah. Like, the whole premise of the beginning is they go to this town because they have a Pokemon tournament where you have to wear, like, historical garments that are all, like, medieval, like, knights and princesses.
Yeah, they're literally going to a Ren fair is what they're doing.
Yeah. And it's very cool and good. Also, it contains feral Lucario, which is fun.
Not as feral as the one in the anime, does have that hilarious gif of Pikachu being punted.
Yeah, my love of like kind of fairy tale-esque like knights in shining armor can be rooted into that movie, to be honest. Just because I love... Sir Aaron is such a cool, like, even though he's like never really on screen, he's such a cool character.
It's cool because Sir Aaron has this like ethos to him. Again, even though he doesn't really appear much, like
we talk about this a lot.
There's Riley in Brilliant Diamond Shining.
Yeah, who is the same character. Like, same outfit, same team.
Not quite the same outfit, but essentially same team. But like, it was Legends Arceus just before Legends Arceus just came out, where it's like if you put the two side by side, you'd be like, oh, they're the same person. He's just wearing different clothes. It's the same person. And then in freaking Pokemon Unite, of all things, they gave Lucario a Sir Aaron costume.
Which is a thing that kind of happens in the movie.
It's
almost.
not called Sir Aaron, but it's very much his outfit.
Yeah, there's like a whole, like, every appearance of Sir Aaron or Sir Aaron's outfit is never, like, addressed as such.
No, it's never called
It's always there.
I believe there's an NPC in freaking Pokemon Battle Revolution, which is basically Pokemon Stadium but for the Wii, and there's an NPC who is again sort of dressed and look like Aaron, but it's not called Aaron.
Hello friends, please have health. Here we go.
Oh, health check.
Anyway, this is one of me and Blue's, like, weird friend, like, I don't even know what you would call it, like, weird obsessions that we have, just, like, how many instances of Sir Aaron we've, like, in the Pokemon universe.
That's the thing, is that they keep bringing him back, but not addressing it.
It's like Yahtzee, like, you don't say his name, but he's always there. There's no, like, vibe in the, like, either in, like, the lore that Sir Aaron was, like, there's no vibe from the Pokemon Company that Sir Aaron's, like, a significant figure. Like, there's no sense to which he's an important character, but he literally must be for them to bring him back so much. Like, yeah, I don't know whether it's just the design they're in love with, or whether they're sentimental for the story, like I am, but, like...
It's a dope-ass design.
It's so good. It's also potentially, like... I'm trying to remember, but, like, is it, like, the only Pokemon movie with, like, basically straight-up magic in it?
Kinda, yeah. This is where you're about to unlock the next tier of blue Pokemon theorizing, which is that
it was high enough friendship level. Yeah. Jesus Christ, it took me long enough. It was, but back in the start of the franchise, obviously they didn't know that Pokemon was going to be this ground-shaking, earth-shattering thing that it is now. So it's something that's very much kind of only been written into modern Pokemon games. But basically, it's now thought that everything in the Pokemon world is powered by this force that is dubbed Infinity Energy, and it's literally why Pokemon can do what they do. It powers, in some cases, it powers. Oh, you have talked to me about this before.
Yeah, it powers some of the technology, so it's why Pokeballs can do what they do, and machines and all of that. How like the trade system works. It's how Pokemon can do what they can do, and it's tied into basically one of those things where, because people don't understand it, it's not always referred to as Infinity Energy. It has loads of different names across the generations in different places. So, Mega Evolution, Infinity Energy. Dynamaxing is also Infinity Energy.
Yeah, EX forms.
Yeah, Z-moves, also Infinity Energy. Literally ties to the TCG. Energy cards, Infinity Energy. The big Doomsday weapon that went off in X and Y, powered by Infinity Energy. Yeah.
Yeah, we all keep forgetting that happened.
Yeah, the creation of Mewtwo. Infinity Energy. So what Sir Aaron and Lucario use, which they in the film refer to as Aura, is believed to just be this Infinity Energy again. And in the film, it's obviously said that, like, Lucario looks at Ash and his aura looks like Sir Aaron's. That's to do with his Infinity Energy, and obviously it's one of those things where it's like, well, because Ash is Ash, in the Lugia film, he was the chosen one. It's one of those things where people just sort of theorize.
He's the reincarnation of Sir Aaron.
There's loads of a billion different theories, but it all sort of points to the same thing of, like, being the protagonist, Ash has special Infinity Energy. Which, is why he can do loads of stuff that other people can't. Other than plot armor and protagonist shielding. So it's like, essentially Pokemon does have its own magic system, essentially.
pretty sick, actually.
But
Yeah,
it's just something that they don't actively talk about.
No, it's deep lore, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone has missed out, the Cory and the Mystery Muse is kind of a weird one in the Pokemon movies. If you haven't watched it, if you want to watch a weird fantasy-themed Pokemon movie where there's a side plot about the Reggie's annoying Team Rocket, fucking go for it.
There was also a side plot about how there was a freaking Pokemon war in the past. There was a full-on war with, like, Pokemon wearing battle armor.
Like, plate armor. If you want to see a fucking Rhyhorn wearing full plate, that's where you go for that. Yeah, it's straight up like, what if we did in the same way that the Deoxys movie has that kind of weird sci-fi utopia, it's like, what if Pokemon but high fantasy? It's pretty sick. I think about the weird conveyor belt pavements in the Deoxys movie like every day of my life. I don't know why that's what stuck with me. Blue's not sending me screenshots from the Pokemon
It's okay,
War.
I found them.
Focus on your Celebi drawing.
I'm sorry. You called it Celebi?
Oh shit.
You called it Celebi?
Cut the stream. I'm functioning, everybody.
I'm sure Celebi Joe is very proud.
Love you, Celebi Joe. What? Where you are. I'm thinking about you. This whole conversation is reminding me of when this weekend we were talking about like griffins or whatever, and I nearly went off about griffins in the Dragon Age universe. It's like, it was one of those things where we like brushed up against it and we were like, we can't stay here.
We can't talk about this. One, because we were watching Fantasy High.
We were trying to do other things. But two, because Blue would have no idea what I was talking about. At least this we have a common ground.
Yeah. If you went on, it was just one of those things where I'm just sort of sat there politely nodding and going,
One day I'm gonna drag you through the Dragon Age series and there's gonna be nothing you can do about it. I'm just gonna like put a controller in your hand.
I own the games, I've just not played them.
I know.
I'm pretty sure I have them on Steam.
But one day I'm just gonna put a controller or a mouse and keyboard in your hands and you're
Look,
gonna
I feel like I need to reiterate this to people before. Just buying me a game does not guarantee I will ever play it.
No,
So
this is
don't
what I'm
waste
saying.
your breath.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna buy it for you. I'm just gonna force you to play it in my company. It's just gonna happen when you least expect it. I'm just gonna be like, it's time. I eventually inflict Dragon Age on everyone that I love. Kay knows this because he's currently being forced to read the. He's not being forced. He's being coerced into reading the Dragon Age comics.
There we go.
Seems like the perfect thing to stream. When the next Dragon Age game comes out, I am tempted to stream all of it. Just so that those of you who are interested in Dragon Age but will probably not play them can watch me do like a fucking playthrough of a Dragon Age game for someone who knows way too much about Dragon Age. Oh, I think stream Curl's forcing Blue to play Dragon Age. That would also be fun. I would genuinely enjoy that. Did I say this to you this weekend? Was it you or Spook? Where like my origins in video games, my origins in video games are in like sitting next to people while they play video games. So I get like a huge amount of enjoyment about just sitting next to people while they play video games.
The origin of the YouTuber.
Yeah, honestly. Fun fact, once I was kind of where the Griffin Knights are, and thus name was from Underthumb, that's exactly what we were talking about when we started talking about Dragon Age. This is the route that conversation took.
Yeah, I believe I said I can't remember how
we were talking about the White Griffin in Final Fantasy because we were talking about Beast Tribe quests, and then we
Yeah,
went
that was it. We were talking about Final Fantasy Beast Tribes, because I was talking about how the event was going to end. Mounts led to Beast Tribes led to the White Griffin. I talked about how I had the White Griffin in WoW because it was my favourite out of all of them. And then it evolved onto the thing of like, I think it would be a really cute thing in D&D to do, where you find like an egg and then you hatch like a griffin and you raise it through the game to have a mount. And then Curls was talking about obviously them being in Ondulathon and Dragon Age. And the revelation that if I wanted to do that, I could probably reskin the Drake Warden.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Because mechanically, that's what the Drake Warden now does. But obviously with a Drake, so you could talk to a DM about reskinning it as having a little baby bird.
Mm-hmm. Don't mind me. I've just realised. Did I ever get around to the last fight? I never got around to reading that. There's a Dragon Age book I haven't read.
Oh.
Stop it. Stop the color stream. I need to go right now. Yeah. Yes, I have. Yeah, I never read The Last Flight.
Ooh.
Get around to that. Although, is it David Gator? Oh, no! Okay, I'm gonna read that. I know what happens in it already, because I mentioned that.
I'm just chuckling to myself the difference between our character creation, where you asked where are the Griffin Knights from in the world, and thus he's from Ondulathon, whereas I went, where's the arse end of nowhere?
And you got the same answer.
I got the same result.
I think I gave you options actually, but they were like the polls basically. Yeah, Thane and Zhao were well, to be honest, you were the only one who had more options, to be honest. Everyone else, like, Hurry, Zhao, and Thane, it was like, from like the character concept, it's like, oh, you're from this place. Because that's just like, you fit exactly into this environment. You were the one who was like, and I think that reflects a bit in Tala's kind of, like, Tala's from one place, but the places that Tala has been is way more than that. Yeah. Whereas I think for the rest of the party, it's like, no, I'm from this place and I've been there and here. Nice.
No.
Mind your business.
Why do we even have a chore wheel?
You are a fucking chore.
Thanks.
And your friend is too.
I'm even more inconvenient.
The real question is, why are all these chore wheels square?
Celebi would definitely be a fairy type if it had been invented today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Cresselia.
Oh, Cresselia 1000%.
I'm surprised they didn't change it like they did with some of the others.
Yeah, I also understand why legendaries might be a bit... I don't think they changed any legendaries, right?
No.
Like, I get why they might want to be a bit more sticky about legendary typing. Oh god. Cresselia, there we go. Celebi, Cresselia, and a bunch of other things. Celebi is... Yep. Cresselia's psychic?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I do get that with the kind of shapes and the kind of purple gem at the brain.
Yeah, well, it makes like obviously it's been designed to be a psychic type.
Yes, but it probably would have been designed with fairy type.
Yeah, if fairy type had existed back then, it probably would have been made with that intent. Because let's be honest, the primary reason that it's psychic type is also to counter Darkrai's dark type, because that's what it's meant to do. But fairy also does that.
Yeah.
Which is like which is the converse thing for Galarian Ponytail, where some people are like, why is this unicorn not a fairy type? It's because thematically unicorns are supposed to cure poison, and fairies are weak to poison, so it is psychic because it is super effective against poison.
We can't be doing a Celebi in this. We can't be making the sun weak to fire again. Understood, Des. Psyduck is supposed to be psychic, but isn't. Fair. I always think it is. There's a lot of Pokemon where I'm like, I think they're they're not always as clear cut as that. There's a lot of Pokemon where I just think they're different types.
I mean, Psyduck's just a fair one because it's literally in the name.
It's in the name, but there's a lot of Pokemon just for some inexplicable reason I'm convinced their typing's different. Like, not even reasonably, very... some of them I've retrained, like Sudowoodo I've retrained myself. There's a couple of... mostly rock types, I think. It's nice they made up Magnezone Steel, though, yeah. Yeah, Magnezone slaps.
It's okay.
I like it.
I wasn't a design,
but I really enjoyed having one.
I wasn't a huge fan of Magnemite or Magneton to begin with, so when it got Magnezone, I was just sort of like, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I had a Magnezone in my Moon party, and I really enjoyed having one. It's one of those things where I wasn't, super... I was gonna say buzzed, that's really funny. Its design is just okay, but I really enjoyed having one.
That's the fun thing about Pokemon, is that quite often the act of having a Pokemon in your team can change your opinion of them.
That's why I kind of randomizers and things, because I think it makes you appreciate Pokemon that you might otherwise dismiss. Because, there's a lot of Pokemon where I'm like, I don't really care about this Pokemon. But I would probably, if it was I was relying upon it, I'd probably be like, you are a godsend. It's good Pokemon, Brent, yeah. Alright, I think I'm gonna take 5.
Sure, go for it.
I will be back in a minute, chat. Be nice for Blue. I will return.
It's just us. It's a cute little Celebi. This one's turned out very nice. Get some colors. There we go. Gus, why do you do this to yourself? You need to be practicing self-care, my dude. Not something to be proud of. Oh.
You are judged by the gremlin.
Oh no. Sad. Mother, help.
This is not help. This is entrapment.
Oh. Ooh, chair. Night night.
Well, that's Sadie.
Bless the rain. Take some time. You want to come back on the chair or what? Yeah. Right. Oh, big yawn. What's the matter? Why you scream at me? What? Oh, so much screaming. I don't know what you want from me. I'm not giving you food. You've got your food. You're refusing to eat it. You want to come on this chair? You're acting like you don't want to. Sit you on my lap. Oh, so you're not really happy about that either. Right, you don't want cuddles, you do want cuddles, you do want food, you don't want food. You just want to scream.
Hello?
Oh, whoa.
I'm back.
She's here.
I have returned. Slightly sleepier than. What happened with those woos?
I don't know what Court's doing, and I'm too afraid to ask.
What happened? Oh, that's what modify an emote means.
Oh. Wild.
The sunglasses one is so funny. What's happening?
I'm sorry, what? An attempt was made. And it's gonna be the, Come over here. So,
What is happening?
Ta-da!
I was just watching, like, where's this going?
Stink! There you go, Gold Star! Woo! That just lives there now.
Just next to your very good Celebi. Celebi, fuck it, I did it again! What is this Pokemon actually called, Luke? Please
It's
get it in my brain.
Celebi, so, you know, it's
Celebi,
fair.
there's an L.
It's Celebi, and it starts with a C, whereas the Japanese one, Celebi, starts with an S. Yeah, celery. Celebi.net is the internet's Pokemon hub. Run by Celebi Joe.
The only correct source for Pokemon things.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, chat. Has anyone watched Our Flag Means Death?
No.
I want to watch it so bad. It's been like a while since there's been a show that I'm like, I want to watch that so bad. It's kind of an extension of my, like, I should have watched Black Flags. I probably still should. It's Taika Waititi's latest project.
So you know it's gonna be good.
And it's gay pirates.
Yes.
And I want to watch it so bad. There's a couple people on my Twitter who are just obsessed with it, and every time I see anything from it, I'm like, I will really enjoy this. I should watch it. Because we all deserve gay pirates in our lives. If I do, though, you've all got to be prepared for me to make pirate AUs of everything that I do. Because I used to be this person.
I think we were all okay with that.
Yeah. I used to really like... I don't even know. I think I Pirate AU Okart, that's not a big leap, I don't feel. Lily's trying to take back her father's ship. That's pretty sick, actually. Captain Cordelia Fallon is such a concept. Considering I have actual pirates in Okart, it's picturing Cordelia as a pirate is like actively funny to me, because she's such like a noble soul. Imagining her trying to be a pirate would be like, yes, I know how to be mean. Can you imagine Cordelia trying to be intentionally mean?
No.
Come on. That's why it's funny. Thane, I'm the captain of the ship. Tala, shut up, you're a fucking dead squad. Tala has big first mate energy, but Zal's probably actually the first mate.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not the captain. Yeah, you guys kind of brushed up against the pirate scene in Falonsmore. The pirate scene in Falonsmore is lacking because, you know, hostile foreign takeover. Hostile domestic takeover? But yeah, Chaos and Ferret in that. I know where you're going with this, Das. I feel like making K, not Zal. K, a captain or pirate is a disaster awaiting explosion. I strongly agree. I saw what happened to Chaos's ship. K as a pirate, either of the space or sea variety, is a disaster waiting to happen for sure.
It sounds like the man's natural habitat, if you ask me.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if Kay's here to defend himself, but he couldn't anyway. And there is nothing to defend. A scoundrel and a thief and a rogue. I might be playing my hand here, but if anyone hasn't seen, there's a video about it on YouTube of the pirate LARP, where you actually LARP on 3 pirate ships. It's a good vibe. But our scoundrel, thief, and rogue be he. This is gonna devolve into Bill Seacrest.
Oh, jeez. Probably would.
When you have a
Guest in
your
house.
home, yes, welcome to
what is yours.
darling boy. He would be the worst pirate ever. Yeah, I feel that. He'll stay in the barrel until the music starts. He'll stay in the barrel.
Keep playing, lass.
I'll sing till the sun rises. This is entering the subgenre of our various Fantasy High impressions on this here program. I realized that you've probably seen more memes of Fantasy High than you have content. So there's probably stuff where you're like, at some point this happens.
A few things, yeah.
Yeah. But the good thing is that means the ending of season 2 is a complete mystery.
Oh, baffled. Yes, absolutely baffled.
Do you know the concept for season 2? No
Nope.
spoils. Yes or no?
Nope.
No? Okay, cool. You don't know how we get to Baron.
No, I don't. It's quite a leap.
I will say we get to Baron very quickly.
Oh, good.
The voice waiver, really. What? Can I ask which Dimension 20 thing of the things that I've mentioned that we might watch is the biggest mystery to you? Like, obviously, I'm assuming the ones I haven't seen are bigger mysteries, but... Because I haven't
Honestly, probably Baron.
Oh, like, I meant like whole series, like whole shows.
Trying to think.
Because you probably know the most about Fantasy High through memes or whatever. And also because you've seen a season of it.
I think I've probably seen less than you think I have, if I'm honest.
To be honest, yeah, only things that I've shown you, I imagine. So that's probably... Tell him I'm pronouncing things wrong.
Yeah, there's that.
Filthy caster. That's pretty much it. I feel. I don't think I've shown you... I showed you the first episode of Celebi City out of context, but we're past that already. Yeah. I guess, like, the biggest mystery for you might be Crown of Candy.
Yeah.
But even then, I talk about that. But yeah. We'll get there. Blue has said she is interested in watching Crown of Candy, so that might happen.
Well, I said that I'd probably watch them somewhat in order that they were
yeah.
released, so we will, when we do finish season 1 of the Sleeping City, it will be Crown of Candy next.
And obviously, like, if you want to skip it, no pressure, because it is a little bit heavier, but we'll see how we feel at the time. We gotta get through pretty much all of Unsleeping City first, because we got into, like, 3 episodes. Oh my god, I just remember what episode it was. We're on Pigeon Plus Ones, for people who know. Yeah, Unsleeping City more than any other Dimension 20 show. I'm like, oh, this was all in one episode, huh? This was one thing, this was one day. I think Starstruck is going to be that way for me as well. Like, retroactively looking back at it. Look at this good drawing you've done.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It's another one of those where I put it was meant to be a warm-up, but then it just ended up being the thing. Because I was enjoying it so much.
Yeah, boy.
And also I did a water experiment that I've seen on like Tumblr a billion times, but never actually tried.
Yeah, it worked really well.
And little star in the corner really just sets it all off. Chat petition to make the "you tried" star the next emote.
I feel like someone's got to have done it.
Probably already been done, but where?
We need a scream. Sadie first. You tried as welcome, but Sadie first.
I told you guys, what 6 slots?
Yeah,
got
both are welcome.
Got like 6 slots to fill, so we can have both.
Yeah,
it's right there, and arguably is better for not being refined.
Mood.
Yeah.
Chat, I picked Sadie up this weekend.
She did, without any provocation. I was so proud.
I was still covered in Sadie hair when I came home. 2.5 hours later. Privateer, sir. We're a privateer. I, lad, am a pirate. Sorry. Well, for those of you wondering what I've been working on, I have been chipping away more at Thousand Year Vampire. I'm just struggling through the beginning of this chapter. I've also got one of those famous curses where I'm trying to get through to the part of this I want to write, but I also keep having ideas for other things. So I'm like, what if I just dipped and did this instead? But it's like not a real idea I can act on. If that makes sense? So it's like, I want to be doing something else, and I'm like, okay, brain, I will happily switch to whatever task you wish. What is the task? And it's like, Like, okay, what task do you want me to switch to? You know. Apparently we're getting a new Monkey Island, that is true.
Sorry, stream, if you heard that. I was looking up a tutorial video and didn't mute it in time.
Contrast the quiet part of the stream with a loud tutorial video.
It doesn't even have what I was looking for.
That's me, don't worry about it. You heard the book. It's amazing how this works, isn't it? I've just opened a different doc and just been like, fuck it, I'm just gonna write something else about this, and I'm writing easy.
This should not be surprising to you. We have gone over this multiple times.
Normally it's like, if you want to do something specific and you resist that urge, that's a problem. But it wasn't. it's like my brain wants to do something else, but it is providing no information on what that something else is. So like, I've got nothing. But I mistook do something else, but I also don't want to do anything energy for literally anything else, please. Energy. Does that make any sense?
Kinda, yeah.
It's like I thought my brain was just going to be unhappy no matter what I did, but it turns out it just wanted to do like literally anything other than what I was doing. Yes, it's one of those good coincidences with Blue's very good Tala token.
One of the best decisions I've ever made. Right. It's 22:11, so I'm like, I want to go make a cup of tea, but is there any point in me going and having a break 15 minutes before?
Might as well just wait to the end of this
Might
one.
as well make it to the end. Because I think I'm gonna.
You can finish early if you want.
Yeah, because that's the thing. We have gone to midnight a few times, but I think I might enforce an 11 o'clock finish tonight for myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sleepy today, so I'm happy if you want to finish early or.
Yeah. I believe we're meant to finish at 11. We just always run over because we're always in the zone by the time 11 o'clock comes around.
It takes us a while to get into it. And often in trying to pad to 11, sometimes we go over. Yeah, but if you're like done with what you're doing, we can finish a little early tonight, if you want.
Mm-hmm. What happened to my colour compare wheel?
There's some combinations of buttons you press there that's gotten rid of that.
Lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home.
I'm trying to remember now with Twitch emotes. Are you meant to have a solid black outline? I think you can, because dark mode isn't technically black, it's a very dark grey.
No, I can show you once stream's finished if you want, because I've got mine such dark mode, as you well know.
Mine's on dark mode as well. I'm literally looking at it and I'm like, it's not pure black, so if you use black lines, they do show up.
Yes. If you look, oh, I'm looking at mod view, you might not be looking at this. But if you look at like the border of the stream or like the box where the users in chat bit is, like that's actually black, I think. But like the actual like grey of the chat window is not black. If anyone was looking at the view I'm looking at, that would make perfect sense.
Excuse me. I've got the hiccups now. There.
Sabotaged.
Ooh.
Oh, sleepy blues.
Yes, hence the 11 o'clock finish.
Yeah. Just say the word. Ready to finish when you are.
Still got 10 minutes. It's not quite 11 yet.
Oh Jesus, that thing called just put in chat's very loud.
Okay, I will not click on it then.
It is very cool though. I am an absolute sucker for painted edges on books though.
Ah.
Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous. I was talking about this with another unintentional book hoarder of a friend. We are absolutely weak for painted edges on books, and unfortunately book companies are beginning to know that. I'm just saying, if I ever publish a book and it has painted edges, I will weep on the floor and there will be nothing left of me. I will turn into like the Wicked Witch of the East and just dissolve into a puddle of goo. That's when you begin your Mara arc. Begin? Conclude?
What are we thinking, chat? We've got the big beginnings of the Sadie Grump.
Is that what it's called?
It probably is probably what it will be called, because we'll probably have Sadie Grump and Sadie Scream. Might have to upload it for a demo. Might run it past Spook in the morning. The interesting thing that we discussed this last week of everybody seems to perceive Sadie's colour different.
Yeah, we did talk about this. Oh my god, Blue. I know it's like 5 minutes before we in the stream. I found out something today. Have I ever told you the thing about my eye colour? Basically, ever since I was little, everyone has thought I have different colour eyes. No one has ever agreed on what my eye colour is, which makes a lot of sense because my parents have very different eye colours. And I was like, it was always that thing of like, if you ever did that thing at school where it's like teaching you how graphs and charts work, so you create like an arbitrary thing of data, and it's like, go around and see what colour everyone's eyes are, and everyone would put me in a different category. Yeah. Depending on like what light I was in, basically. And it's always been a thing I talk about with people of like, yeah, what colour's my eyes? I don't know. Literally today, I discovered something that I thought was a fictional thing, but is a real thing, which is internal heterochromia, which is what I have. Internal? The inside of my eye, so the color around my pupil is yellow, and the outside of my eye is like grey into blue. So like, when it all together, it just looks like grey, like a kind of mess. But like when it's in low light. But if you actually like shine the light in my eye, you can see like the inside is like yellow, and then it goes into like green, and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, literally, if you look up internal heterochromia, like the first picture that's just an eye on its own, that's my exact eye color. I was like, because someone was talking about it on Twitter, and I was like, is that a real thing? I thought that was just a thing in like the Dragon Age character creator. And I googled it, and I was like, oh, that's my eye color.
Central heterochromia.
Yeah.
And the inner ring of the iris, the colour closest to people is a different colour as the outer ring. Like liminal rings.
Yeah. But yeah. That was my discovery today. But me and Sadie have something in common. Yeah, let me hang on. We mentioned for reference chat, the link I'm about to post in chat is a very zoomed in picture of an eye, so if that upsets you, just as a heads up. Oops. That's a really long link. But this is the picture I'm talking about. That's my exact like eye color. Very detailed picture. I love my camera.
It's very up and close.
Yeah, I did warn you all. But I've always been like, I don't know, I've kind of got grey eyes, I guess. Because in low light, that's just what they kind of just look like, dark.
Yeah. That's kind of just that's kind of what colours can do.
Yeah.
And in low light, a lot of colours do kind of blend together, and it's only when you spotlight them that they are different.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a fun thing I learned today. Me and Sadie have something in common. I can see that someone freaking somebody out, but yeah, the zoomed in picture, it's a very high def picture, yeah. I'm kind of weirdly the opposite. I really like looking at pictures of zoomed in eyes. But yeah, anyway. Something I learned today. Central or internal heterochromia.
Emotes, there it is. Yeah, for anyone wondering what I'm doing because I suddenly stopped working on the thing, it's because I've tabbed over to my Twitch page to actually find the emote, like, settings. Not settings, criteria.
Yeah, it's past 11. So at this time, it is the sleepy times. It is the time for the sleeps.
Yep. Okay. Good night, squad.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everybody,
Thanks
for vibing.
vibing.
We shall see if I remember to look at this week, because I mentally told myself after last week's stream, I was like, look at Sadie's emote during the week, potentially get it finished and then ready for the next stream. Totally forgot.
Yeah.
So,
Such as it happens.
So it probably won't be touched, so we'll see if I remember to actually look at this tomorrow and give it another double check in the daylight, because as we've just established, lighting can make a big difference. Because currently I've got my, I have turned
Nighttime filter.
I've turned my night filter off, because I was specifically working with the colours, but I'm still looking at a bright screen in a dark room at night, which will have an effect on things, so I'm going to now turn my colour filter back on.
Right.
Right. And then, yeah. Potentially see you all tomorrow for some
Yeah, D&D's tomorrow.
D&D's should be fun.
Good night, chap.
Good night, everybody. Take care. We love you all. Passers, you've turned up late. Shame on you. That's on you, not on us. I refuse to
Good
take
night.
responsibility. Go to bed.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Pretty much, give or take.
More or less, yeah.
More or less. See you next week for Arch Stream as well. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mwah.